Morning. So this is gonna be, I tried this earlier but got interrupted. We're gonna have some noise here in the truck driving. Safety, got my seatbelt on. But this is gonna be welding bid tip number 3, we'll say. One thing when we're bidding jobs, I highly encourage, if you can, to visit the job site. Visit the job site so that you know the landscape, so that you know, it's not just the project all the times. And we've run into this a few times. Luckily we were prepared. We were able to see what was going on. But we have run into the point of, man, we bid a job just for the actual work and not for the actual landscape and layout of the project, where the project was. So that can be a nightmare in itself. But I mean, you got to make do with it after the fact. But today we're at an apartment complex. It's kind of a courtyard setup where the courtyard's in the center, the pool's in the center of the building, so it's surrounded, so access is limited. You got to go through the building to get in there, so lifts are out of the question. We might have got a scissor lift, but we ultimately didn't need a scissor lift. We could have used duck jacks, but again, we ultimately didn't need duck jacks. But one thing that we had to know on the landscape was, can we get this thing in here built, or do we have to, build it on site? It's at a pool. It's in a finished project. You want to limit what you do, but when your hands are tied, your hands are tied. You just got to make it work. And so that's what we ended up doing. We had to make the decision because making 8x8 frames, 8 foot by 8 foot frames, and trying to get them through the door, that wasn't going to work. And so partially building them, that wasn't going to be much more feasible either. So what we went with was just, let's build them on site. We pre-cut as much as we can, but to assure they fit correctly, we made them work. We cut them to size for some of the cuts and left the rest that we can cut there. And that's how we'll roll. So when you're doing a bid, you want to make sure that you visit the job site so you can kind of see access points. You can kind of see the terrain, elevations, all those types of factors. If it's an active build, if it's already lived in or already built. Obviously it's a little different when you have a brand new build. You're building something from scratch. It's a new complex, it's a new house, it's a new building. That's a different ball game. But so anyway, we're able to make it work. We're able to do it. But I just want to recommend that you do that, because again, the parking, when you get to a spot, if you don't have parking, where are you going to put your truck? We had to rent a machine that was on wheels. We could have got one on wheels, but we had access to that one, so we got a one on wheels. And so we're able to roll it off the trailer, roll it into the center of the courtyard, not have to worry about lifts or any of that. Then we can run our power, run our little MIG off of that. And that's the route that we're going with it. But that's just what we're looking at. So some of the other factors, again, when you're bidding a job, look at the terrain, look at the landscape, visit the site, and check out those things. Can you get, what's your access? Can you get in the door? Can you, whatever needs to be done, those are factors that are going to add time to your project. You're going to need job boxes, gang boxes, whatever. Roll them in there, get all your tools inside the facility, inside the project, so you don't have to worry about your truck. You're going to be able to park a trailer, a number of factors. So I just wanted to touch that. We're here. Like I said, I'm riding back to the shop, got another appointment. We'll get that knocked out. We'll visit it maybe around lunchtime to see how that project's going. But appreciate y'all watching. Subscribe, like, comment, tell us how we're doing. Appreciate it. We're here serving God, burning rods.